I know you're busy. It's still there.
I don't think he's forgetting. What's he need to do, just keep him calm?
Yeah, you just see me calling. One of the lowest line, I'm not, you want to see my heart. He grabbed every needle. So we get done.
He's brought up car.
Yeah.
Call a special meeting of town council to order June 1st. Janelle, please take the roll.
Councilmember Barker? Here. Councilmember Brown? Here. Councilmember Lowell? Here. Councilmember Michelson?
Here.
And Mayor Gibson?
Here, pledge allegiance. Where's the flag tonight?
Behind you.
Never
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So I don't think we have any public comment on it. Items not on the agenda. Unless you want to talk about something.
No, sir, unless anybody's got questions for me.
Okay, so we'll go to the public hearing, increase Stevensville swimming pool fees. I don't see anybody here on that either. So we'll go to new business, A, discussion decision resolution 519, establishing user fees for the Stevensville swimming pool. We have a motion. Councilmember Barker.
I make a motion, resolution 519, a resolution establishing user fees for Stevensville swimming pool.
Thank you. Second? For a second? Councilmember Michelson.
I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. As you can see what's attached here at the back, I think you all have that. This is a very minor increase. To my knowledge, looking at this, you'll see all the different resolutions going up and down. But basically, I think it's safe to say there hasn't been any substantial increase since 2013.
And I only went back 10 years.
So, and what we try to do here, if you look at what we're proposing, it's only a buck. We didn't do anything with the senior military public service. We didn't do anything with the senior military public service. We didn't increase those. We didn't do anything with the church groups. We didn't increase those. But just to be really upfront, this doesn't take care of the problem. The pool operates at a loss every year. It's not to be a moneymaker. It varies. We've had the issues just like everybody in the country. We had to increase lifeguard salaries last year to get lifeguards. I was just talking to someone, they said Missoula or someplace had one. I saw a thing about Missoula, they have a splash pad and their pools. They're totally limiting when they open. They're looking at a $200,000 to $300,000 loss, from lifeguards to water to whatever. So in my opinion, this is a pretty small, reasonable increase. It's not going to take care of the problem. I mean, I think you'll need to look at it every year, down the road. So we have the motion, we have the second. Is there any further discussion or questions on the pool?
I just have one question. Do they still charge the out-of-town kids the $2.50?
Not since I've been here.
Okay, that was in the resolution, just to help.
It's been some time ago, because since I've been here, there was nothing like that.
Okay.
Not to my knowledge. Do you know, Steve, they didn't charge extra?
I believe it's whoever walks in the door pays whatever the fee is.
Okay.
I mean, you could look at that next time.
My question is, how would you know? Would they have to bring their ID with them or something, or their physical address?
Well, mostly it's when they wanted to pass, or if there was a party, there was an extra fee so that it wasn't all on the town's shoulders and the people that aren't paying taxes are paying a little
Well,
bit more.
yeah, it makes sense, but it hasn't been done,
Okay,
to my knowledge. I mean, that's something you probably should look at. Any other questions? Councilman Barker?
So what is the wages that we are paying our lifeguards now? What is that wage?
Steve, what we up to last year, lifeguard salary?
$11 pretty much across the board.
It's not that
Yeah.
much, but it was more than they got before.
Right, because before I wanna say it was like not even $9.
There was minimum
It was very
wage.
minimum.
It was minimum wage.
So, those folks who return get $1 increase.
So those that were there before would be making 12 then?
Yeah, most of them will probably be at 12 this year.
Do we have a full staff now for the lifeguards?
I believe so. Stephen Lassiter's taken on the organization of the pool, but we're together every day. And I think he's in good shape.
But we still don't know when the pool's gonna open because of the concrete job. But we wanted to do this before we open the pool and post.
Right.
When does it normally open, Steve?
Normally last year we opened June 12th.
This year's target was 12. It has to do with when school lets out.
It's just because of the construction right now. Okay. That, Janelle, you want to take the vote, please?
Councilmember Barker? Aye. Councilmember Brown? Aye. Councilmember Lowell?
aye.
Councilmember Michelson?
Aye.
Okay, passes 4-0. Next, business, acceptance of the top trout spout splash pad, the Stevensville Civic Club. And all this is, I think it's in your packet, there's a letter from the people who did the construction. Steve Cruz can answer any questions, but they resurfaced it, did other things to it to meet standards, basically.
What they did is sandblasted the original surface off to reveal the more abrasive concrete. And we were there when they finished, and we did a test. There was some kids on it. It's a substantially different and less slippery than last year.
Go ahead, Sean.
The kids that were on it, was kind of interesting. There was a sprinkler that was running. So a portion of the splash pad was actually wet. One of the areas that was smooth last year. 3 toddlers, about 18 months, about 4 years old, running around through the water like crazy from the sprinkler. And there was no slipping, no falling.
So again, this is just for the town to take over the operation of the splash pad. So is there a motion, Councilmember Michelson?
Make a motion to accept the trout spout special class ad from the Stephenville Civic Club to the town of Stephenville.
Can we change the name?
We ran into the contest through the school.
I'm sorry, go ahead. So we have a motion, do we have a second? Councilmember Barker.
I'll second the motion.
So we have a motion, a second. Any further questions or discussion? Councilmember Michelson?
So our liability, of course, our deductible, is that?
We checked into that way past MMIA, if I recall. Didn't care, didn't have anything to do with it.
Okay. And also I have a question for Steve.
Sure.
I know you probably don't have the answer, but as far as water usage and electricity for that over there, do we have an idea what that's gonna run?
It's gonna increase power. Water use, which is not necessarily an expense. The expense there has to do with turning the pumps. And I took a swag and reflected it in this year's operating budget. I think I went up 8%.
Okay.
And we'll have to make a decision as to when it will be open, hours, my personal opinion, and I'll talk to other people. Whenever we open it, I think we just run it from like 10 in the morning till 7 at night.
That would be good. The way that the trout spout was engineered was to minimize the use of water by reusing water. And because of that, the county and the state look at it exactly like a swimming pool. So I have to do chemical tests 4 times a day. And it would be great if I could use the pool staff to do those tests, and the pool closes at 7 o'clock. So there'd be no additional labor per se. It'd just be, instead of testing the pool water, they'd be testing the
So
splash pad
that
water.
would save some money, plus, I don't, especially when people run it through there at 9 o'clock at night. So we'll have to decide, I guess, it's different than the pool. I mean, we'll have to post it, we could probably open it next weekend.
Yes. Maybe.
Councilmember Brown.
There is a sign down there with hours.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but there is a 8.5 by 5 sign
Mhm.
with the hours, a couple rules. One thing, there is no sign down there saying that the children need to be supervised by parents. It does have a big sign saying no lifeguard on duty. So,
Well, you want to make an amendment to say, put up a sign that must be supervised by parents, we could do that. We don't have one.
and the other thing, is there going to be an age limit or it's open to everybody?
It's open to
There's
everyone.
open, there's
Okay.
no fee.
On the signage topic, we posted the signs that were required by the state and the county. And then I added one that said no lifeguard, the hours. They introduced them.
So do you have a sign that says anything?
Yeah, they're,
And what is it-
they're
what is it?
standard rules, but it doesn't say parental supervision or adult.
So it's up to you. I think.
Do we have that on the pool as well right now? for-
No, because the pool, there's lifeguards,
That's
there's no
lifeguards.
lifeguards.
I think it would be, I understand what you're getting at, but I think it'd be pretty complicated. Who's going to enforce it? We don't have anybody there to enforce it.
Well, true, but I'm just thinking people drop their kids off and
And I'm sure.
I don't know, I just,
I think they drop their kids off at the pool.
and like they go into the pool and there's lifeguards, then they go over to the splash park if they get hurt.
I'm not
I don't know.
disagreeing that it would be, not be a good idea, but there's no way we can enforce it. We don't have staff, we're not gonna have anybody there.
Could we just have a little sign that says, enter at your own risk, or
Have
some, enter at your own risk, or
It pretty
something?
much,
I think we
what
do.
we have pretty much covers
Oh, okay.
that, the sentence.
Okay,
It would not be a big deal to put,
Yeah, I
add a line to the sign. It's not a big deal.
think, Sean,
I think the sign currently says, because there's a sign that says no running, and I think it specifically says use at own risk
Yeah.
on that same
It
sign.
says don't drink the water.
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing that when we closed it.
Yeah, there's 2 signs on yeah, there's 2 signs on the north side of the equipment building. One that has the hours and, don't diapers and stuff like that. And then there's another one that says no running and use at own risk. There's a third line on it, I can't remember what it was.
The only question I had, Steve, I noticed when we had a considerable amount of rain, it looks like there's a section of that area where it puddles up.
We have the drains blocked right now, so winter nasty stuff doesn't get into the tank.
Alright.
Still have it open.
Okay?
So just, reading what they have here for the, handing it over to us. I see in addition, the splash pad will also be gifted new park furniture on and off both of the pads. So this is
You
everything
heard
that's,
it.
they've purchased everything is all paid for. Turning it over to us, we owe nothing.
No.
Okay, just wanna make sure because I
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
wanna come down the line and go, oh, well, this.
So,
created this.
Just to give you the specifics, so off the pad in the grass area, there are two large tables with attached seating, the heavy epoxy coated stuff, sitting on concrete pads. There's a space where wheelchair, stroller, what have you, next to each of those. There are then 3 benches that are sitting on small concrete pads that go around it. We still have 4, if you look at the path that leads from Bear Mountain to the splash pad, there's 4 octagons. There are 4 tables, all ADA compliant, benching on 3 sides, that are waiting to be mounted. And again, no cost to the town. When Mr. Lassiter is ready to get the concrete anchors, I'm gonna meet him. He'll pick them, I buy them, and then those are the last things left that need to be mounted. But they're already purchased, they're already at the water treatment plant, aren't they?
The tables, yeah, they're not at the splash pad yet.
Yeah.
They're down below.
So 5 have been placed, the ones that are off the pad, and the 4 that are still remaining.
So my understanding is the only cost is
The
Mr.
water
Cruz
main.
talked about the water and the electricity. We're not buying any more things for the splash.
No.
I think it's a great addition for what the Civic Club has done. I do praise them for that and being able to get it together and, I think it's great addition to the park and the community.
Okay, with that, Janelle, let's go ahead and take the vote.
Councilmember Barker,
I,
Councilmember Brown,
Aye.
Councilmember Lowell,
Aye.
and Councilmember Michelson.
Aye.
Passes 4-0. We are adjourned.
We're gonna do a big party.
I also show up there, I have something to turn on.
Obviously, Jim, Dan.
Yes, I know that.